Hey, it's Chris Spire.
Chris Bowling,
Hey, CB.
how are you?
Good. Good. So we spend a lot of time talking about the financial aspect of a high-performing health plan. We talk about helping our clients improve the performance of their plan. And I wanted to define that a little bit more for the HR and benefits team. Yes, we want them to understand, are we improving cost? Are we spending less and getting better value for our health plan? But when we think about high performance, I think there's some areas that our best clients are seeing success versus those that are not. And it comes back to making life easier and simpler for the HR and benefits team.
Right.
And it's a lot of our clients have done a great job of getting onto benefits administration system, but believe it or not, there's a lot of employers now that don't have electronic enrollment. And I think that's one of the first things. If you're not enrolling your benefits electronically, if those aren't being fed to the carrier, if you're having to manually enter as the benefits team, you're way below in terms of
Yeah.
high performance.
Yep.
I would say too, some of our clients are moving into consolidated billing as well when it makes sense. You pay one check, we subdivide that out, send it to all the benefit carriers. Again, less reconciliation and time involved. And then I think really the third one is that compliance is handled.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at the amount of state-specific legislation we're seeing across the country this summer. National has always been a moving target,
Right.
but making sure that you're not just relying on email blasts or articles, that you truly have an understanding of what is your responsibility based on your size, your employees, where they live, and that you're not guessing on compliance. That should be something that's just on autopilot for a high performing plan. And I think the fourth one is really making sure your employees are engaged and understand and value the benefits. We've talked about helping people know how to use their benefits,
Yep.
but the best performing plans, employees understand them, they know how to use them, they're making good financial decisions, and really they're getting the return on investment that low performing plans aren't seeing today. And
Yeah.
I think some of those are hard to quantify. But if an HR and benefits team is working hand in hand with a consultant like what we do, you're going to see that movement toward high performance each and every year, especially across those four things.
I think that last topic, especially if you're self-funded, make sure your
Yeah.
employees understand that you're self-funded. Make sure that they
Hmm.
understand how much of every dollar the employer is paying before, reinsurance, insurance steps in,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you want them to be excited and motivated to keep the dollars with the employer, because the more I got to spend on this and the harder it is to give raises or,
Yeah.
purchase better
Those go hand
equipment,
in hand.
whatever it is to make their life easier. But
Yeah.
don't be scared to tell them that, hey, we are self-funded. This is what we pay. And, we need you guys to be great consumers because every dollar counts. And then
Yeah.
I think to go one step further is, have you done any direct contracting? That you
Yes.
could waive that employee's cost share, assuming that they're, once again, not on HSA, but
Right.
make it so I will give you a better benefit when you make a better decision.
Yes. I think
And
that
that's
that
so
reward
simple.
financially is getting results.
That's
Yeah.
so simple. I mean, we
Yeah.
were at a conference, which now we now have a client doing this, where they were having a hard time getting their employees to source their drugs at a lower cost.
Yeah.
Um, even though they had this, it's free, it still wasn't working for them. So then they
Right.
said, fine, we will give you, 50% of the savings of that drug in the first month up to a max dollar if you do this.
Yeah. Here's a payroll bonus.
And
Yep.
it went through the roof. It's like,
Yeah.
so it's get them motivated. If they are
Yeah.
motivated to make better decisions, your plan is going to be a higher performing plan. It's that's
Yeah. It is amazing when you do an employee meeting, when a client goes self-funded the first time, or just a reminder to say every payroll dollar coming out of your check for health insurance and a bucket of money from your employer is going into one big pool, and there's only so much of that to spend. And if you spend it wisely, we're going to enhance the benefits next year. And often it's just like a light bulb moment for employees because they don't know. They just think I've got health insurance. They don't recognize that initially, but that is definitely a component of high
yeah.
performance. So reduce the burden administratively, make sure that your compliance is on par, and educate your employees on how to be good consumers so that they value the plan. And I think those are areas of high performance that our HR and benefits teams are really seeing happen as we're working alongside with them.
I think one of the best things I said to an owner one time is I said, would you hand your all your employees a Visa credit card that has no limit? He's like, God, no. What do you think? What do you think health insurance is?
Yeah.
Treat it
Yeah.
this way. They
Yep.
have a Visa card that's unlimited.
Yeah.
How are you going
That's
to
a very good one.
manage that cost for them? How are you going to help
Yeah.
them make sure that they spend your money wisely? Because that's what
Yes.
they have. It just has an insurance logo on it. It is a Visa card that has no limit.
Yeah.
And
That's
he was
well
like,
said.
dang.
Yeah, because nobody would do that. I mean,
Oh,
there's going to be some control with that, but yes, I think across the board, high performance is achievable, and every year we're going to find a new way to help push that forward for our HR and benefits team.
yeah. And that, man, does that keep moving every year? Every
Yeah,
year
yeah,
we
yeah. This is
create.
valid for third quarter of 25. This is what we're doing now, but the I guess the scoreboard is going to update as we
Yep,
go into fourth quarter.
absolutely. Awesome.
All
Thanks
right,
for sharing.
thanks, CB.
Great topic. We'll see you.